Behavior-driven development, or BDD, is referred to as acceptance test-driven development and also as specification by example. The primary purpose of behavior-driven development is to increase value, decrease waste, and increase communication between stakeholders and delivery teams by focusing on the intended customer behavior for the solution to satisfy customer needs. Furthermore, behavior-driven development increases the speed of delivery in two ways. Firstly, by only developing what is needed, and secondly, by setting the stage for user acceptance test automation. BDD uses the customer's domain-specific language to describe the behavior which will satisfy the need. In this way, only what is needed to fulfill the requirement is developed. The simple grammar format is known as Gherkin syntax and looks as follows. Given a situation, when an event, then expected result. Here is an example of a scenario. Given I rented a bike, and I come back to rent an additional bike for my kid. When I request a kid's bike, then I get the bike, and my time to return both bikes is shifted to match the renting time of the second bike. You notice I added AND statements? So besides following the given template and fulfilling the given when and then elements, we can extend two of them with AND statements. I say two of them on purpose, so I emphasize that only given statement and then outcomes can be combined with AND statements. Remember that you should always keep only one when event that triggers the scenario. Scenarios that are written in a BDD format can serve as acceptance criteria for stories and serve as tests in support of acceptance test-driven development. The scenarios are also known as examples. Behavior-driven development uses examples to discover information about the customer and to understand what the solution needs to do. The examples are also used to ensure the solution does what is required. So your responsibility as a business analyst is to ensure that the set of examples is comprehensive. Also, you need to define the examples before the development starts. As the third element of the BDD technique, there is testing. Let me elaborate on this a little bit. A good practice in a lot of Agile teams that I was able to see is that they use BDD examples to transform them into automated tests. If you look it up in the market, you'll be able to find a lot of tools that you can use for conversion. Having automated tests significantly increases the speed of verification, and with this, it increases the speed of delivery as well. Moreover, the given when then pattern maps directly on the setup execute assert pattern. It means the Agile developers that use test-driven development can implement the tests directly rather than interpret them. Now, take a moment to think. If you would like to start applying BDD with your team and on the projects you are assigned to, what would be the benefits that you could highlight to the management to get them on board? You can start by pointing out that behavior-driven development offers more precise guidance on improving the conversation between developers, testers, and domain experts. Sessions known as Three Amigos sessions are a regular practice in BDD. They encourage direct collaboration between all stakeholders. That is, the product owner, tester, and developers start to regularly get together and are urged to think like the customer and deliver what is necessary to achieve this intended behavior. Next, you can indicate that the notation used in BDD, that is, the given when then pattern, has a shallow learning curve, and it expresses customer needs in natural language, in a format that all team members can easily understand. The examples used in BDD can be reused as acceptance criteria for a user story. Moreover, they can be converted to automated acceptance tests using different tools on the market, which increases the effectiveness of test cases. Management can also use tools to generate useful metrics and reports such as test case coverage. Plus, you can quickly prioritize scenarios, and that way support the iterative, incremental nature of Agile projects. And what do you think the common pitfalls could be? During the creation of the scenarios, you should have someone who actively asks why and what if questions. Otherwise, you can miss essential scenarios. And there is always a risk that you'll end up with too many scenarios. So managing them manually might become challenging, in which case you should consider using a tool. In any case, try to keep scenarios current and relevant.